Hey, 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 it's that time. Welcome to the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show. Hey, 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 welcome to the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show. I am Dr. Kiki Ramsey, and I am super, super excited for you to be here today. We are talking all about resilience, y'all. And if you know anything about me, resilience is absolutely one of my favorite topics. So share with me where you are, where you're calling in from. Costella, so good to see you, Queen. That makes me so excited to see you all joining me live, especially if I haven't talked to you in a while. So this is really, really a good treat for me. So welcome, welcome, welcome to today's show. And so if you are joining me, go ahead and let me know where you're joining me from and give me your name. I'm excited to try to give you a shout out on today's show. I am excited about today's topic because, as I said, if you know anything about me, you know that resilience is one of my favorite topics because, boy, have I had to be resilient. And Lord, do I see so many resilient women and men out there in these streets. Hey, Iris, Washington, D.C. in the house. Thank you for joining me. But resilience is one of those topics that, man, I mean, especially talking about resilience over these last couple of years has been really huge for all of us. And so we're going to dig deep and really talk about the truth about resilience today on today's show, and really how you can be more resilient in the face of challenges and adversity that you may be dealing with in your own life or your own professional career. So I'm going to bring us in properly. Yay! Okay. So when I was thinking about this topic of resilience and just thinking about everything that's going on in the news and media and online, thank you. I love it too. Costello says she loves our music. You know, something to get us going. But when we're thinking about everything that's going on, resilience is a real thing that has been going around and has been going around for ages. Now, you all know that I consider myself a positive psychologist. It is a thing, y'all. Positive psychology is the study of what goes right with you. And so, with that being said, topics like resilience and happiness fall under positive psychology. And so, I love studying what makes us good, what is good inside of us already, what makes us tick, because let's face it, the things that we focus on the most in our world is negative, right? Like if you look at the media, there's so many negative stories, and those are the stories that get most attention. And why is it? It's because people love to see what's going on, right? Like what's happening, what's bad. But I like to change the narrative and let us figure out what's happening that's good, what's going on that's right. But here's the truth about that, right? And I'm gonna break it down in the very beginning when it comes to resilience. The truth about what's going right and what's going good in our life. Hey, Gail, thank you so much for joining me, sis. Is that is properly preceded by something that was really difficult or challenging, right? So I want you to think about any challenges that you may be facing right now in your personal life or right now in your career. Any challenges that you are facing, and think about what the outcome can be. The outcome can be beautiful, right? It can be something that's so amazing, but you might not know it or see it in the very moment because, and we're going to get into resilience. So think about something that you actually overcame in your past, right? Like everyone who's on this live stream that I know has been through very difficult times in their lives, right? Like I know that they've been through difficult times, but they've overcome those difficult times, right? But those difficult times and the overcoming, the success that they got was based on something difficult that they went through before. And if you've ever heard or looked at a story online that had a beautiful ending, you'll see the ending. Like, I'm a sucker. I cry all the time, y'all. Let me just tell you. I cry at movies. I cry at videos. I'm just that person because I feel deeply for people. So when I see something work out and somebody succeed, it's a beautiful thing because I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. They succeeded. Well, that's only because they went through something tough in the beginning. And so the truth about resilience is that in order to be resilient, in order to get to a place through a journey of resilience, you have to actually go through pain. Let me say that again. In order to be resilient, you first have to go through pain. And that means there was something in your life that actually happened that was painful for you to go through in order for you to be resilient, right? And so, what is the definition of resilience? Well, the definition is to recover quickly from difficulty and from challenge, right? That's the definition. And let me put an emphasis on the word quickly. That means fast, snapping your finger, right? Like, I know that there are things that we go through in our life that we don't recover quickly. There are challenges in our life that have been challenges in our life for months, for weeks, for days, for years, and we don't necessarily recover too quickly from that. But when we talk about resilience, we're talking about you have a problem in your life and you make a decision that you're going to move forward. And let me just say this, recovery is not like, oh, there's no problems in my life. I'm good. I don't have anything to worry about. That's not what I'm talking about when I talk about recovery, right? When I talk about recovery, I mean, it's literally making a decision that, okay, this thing is happening in my life, but I am going to move forward despite this. That's resilience, right? That is absolute, utter resilience. I can remember I was sharing this story the other day with my small group. And I can remember back in, I think it was 2008, when it was the whole housing crash and everything happened during that time where people were losing their homes left and right. And we were in that batch of people who were about to lose their home based on financial decisions and based on the fact that we got a loan that we ultimately couldn't afford once it ballooned and all those things, right? And I was at a place where I felt like I was going to have this nervous breakdown because I was about to lose my home, this thing that I felt like I loved so much. And then I decided that, you know what? This house is a thing. Therefore, I'm not going to allow this thing to allow me to, have this nervous breakdown, go crazy, whatever you want to say it. I'm not going to allow a thing to do that to me. Therefore, I am going to let this go and I'm going to give this to God. I decided that I was just going to give the thing over to God. And that was my act of being resilient, right? Bouncing back from a thing that was going to happen. Now, I am so happy to say that I didn't lose my home, right? And so that was the blessing in all of this, right? I didn't lose my home at that time because God saw fit that I didn't lose my home, but I had to literally give it away because if I continue to perseverate on it, I was going to have a nervous breakdown, and nobody want to have no nervous breakdown. Don't nobody want to be so stressed out that you're worried so much that you can't focus and you can't even do your job. It was so hard for me to go to work every single day because I was so worried about losing my house at this time. And I'm like, you know what? This is a thing. This house is a material thing. I still have life. I still have family and friends that I know are not going to allow me to be on the street with my family. Thank goodness, thank God for friends and family, right? I had to ask myself what was the worst case scenario when it came to that. And so because the worst case scenario was not me losing my life, I let it go. I decided to be resilient. So maybe you have a story. It might not be that story, right? But I know that you have a story in your life where you decided that you were not going to worry about this thing anymore and that it was going to be okay. If you have that story, then you have been practicing resilience. My thing is this: the sooner you can get there, the better. That's true resilience, right? If you can see a problem that you have in your life, even if it's a career problem or a personal problem, if you can see a problem that you have in your life and you say quickly, like, you know what, I ain't gonna stress out about this thing. This thing is not, I think there's this video going around that says, not today, not today. There's too much, not today. What we're not gonna do is this today, right? And I have days like that I'll wake up and things just go left. From the time I wake up, I'm, emails, all these things, and I'm just like, you know what? Not today. I am not dealing with this today. And that's how we have to be. And to me, that is resilience, making a decision that you're going to move past these challenges no matter what. Right. So, pain is tremendous. Costello says pain is tremendous. Right. Hey, Jordan, thanks for joining me. Starting over is challenging and getting your consulting business birth. Amen to that. Come on. Because here's the thing: when we decide to step out, especially when it's a career move, that is scary. And let me just tell you, there are not always, readily available answers in the exact moment that you need it. My company is growing so much right now, and I've had to learn so many things that I didn't know in the past. I feel like I need to go back to school to get an MBA, but y'all, I ain't about to do it. I'm done. I'm done with school, right? But there are so many things you have to learn when it comes to getting a promotion on a job or when it comes to starting your own business. And you just have to understand that it's going to be difficult, but you can do it and you can be resilient. And when you are moving up the ladder or when you are starting your own business or running your own business, you got to understand that things are not going to always go the way that you want them to actually go, right? And you got to understand that you have exactly what you need to get through. You got to be resourceful, right? You have to be resourceful. So the truth about resilience is it takes pain to get there. The journey of resilience may be painful, but if you can literally jump back, sit back and say, you know what, I got this no matter what, then you're good. And that's what I love. I love about resilience. And so as we get deeper into resilience, I want to give you a couple ways that you can focus on being resilient when you are facing difficult times. Because like I said, we are in, some of us are in a season of difficulty. It don't always happen like that, right? Like I was talking to a couple of friends, and not everybody is always at the same place. And so when you're going through a great, amazing time in your life, somebody else who you know may be going through a very difficult time. And that's why I do always say, check on your friends, check on your family, because you never know what people are going through. And check on the ones that are strong, right? The strong people. That's who you need to check on. So, but when it comes to these difficult times and being in this season, there are a couple things that I want to just share with you about being resilient that I think will absolutely help you so that you can move through and be resilient and come out on the other side victorious, which is what we all want us to do, right? So the first thing that I think is that we need to do that I think most people don't really understand or realize is that you got to expect things to be hard, right? Like during a difficult season, right? If you decided to tackle something that was going to put you ahead, that was going to move the needle for you in your life, that was, if you were deciding to start your own business, right? Or if you decided to go after a new job, if you decided to get a promotion or go after a promotion, if you decided to start a family, get married, you know, get into a relationship that you want. Like, we just have to understand that some of our decisions are going to allow us and to go through difficult times. And to think that you're not going to go through difficult times is, I think that we're doing a disservice to ourselves. I was talking to a friend who is going to school to get her PhD, and and this is not just this friend. This is everybody who I've talked to. For some reason, we think that getting a PhD is not going to be as hard as it is. I don't know who told us this, right? Who told us that, getting a PhD wasn't going to be hard? I think we figured it was going to be hard, but what I hear from most people who get PhDs is, I didn't know it was going to be that hard, right? And I don't think it's even more so about the work itself, right? Because I love the work that I was doing when I got my PhD. I was studying positive psychology, something that's so near and dear to my heart, really positive psychology coaching and women in leadership. So that was the easy part for me, right? But it is the process that you have to go through to just get a dissertation and to write your dissertation and to get a PhD. That process is like no other. It is not like anything you've been through. And at the end of the day, you come out with this beautiful book, basically 150, 200 word document that you spent all these years culminating. That's the process. That is the hard process. But sometimes when we decide to start something like like a PhD or a business or going for that job, that VP level, we just don't think it's going to be this hard, but it is. It is. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. And I think that if we actually anticipate that it's going to be hard, then it'll make our road a lot easier. Now, is everything in life hard? No. So that's not what I'm saying, y'all. But what I am saying is that most of the times when you're going for something higher, when you're holding yourself to a higher standard, you are saying to yourself, I am going to travel the hard road. And you're also, please know that you're traveling a road less traveled, because people don't want hard. We don't want pain. Pain is something that we all try to avoid. So if that is the case, right, we have to then go in with a mindset that this is hard. But the second thing that I want you to know about resilience is know that you have what you need in order to overcome any challenge. You have it inside of you. This is the reason why I love coaching, right? Because coaching, falls under the premises that you have inside of you what you need to be successful. And that is how I coach all of my clients, is that you already have it inside of you. My job as a coach is to help you bring it out. It's already there, though. There ain't nothing, you are not deficient, right? There are skills, there are things that we might need to learn, but in order to go learn those skills and to do those things, you already have inside of you what it takes to actually go do that. I feel like if you can think it and you can dream it, you can do it. One of my philosophies and the way that I live life is what's possible. If you can think about what's possible in your life, then you can go do that thing, right? So you have to know that you have what you need inside of you already. And I also live by the philosophy, there is always a way. There's always a way. Like, I don't care what you're going through, there's always a way to overcome. Now, I'm not saying anything outside of God's nature, right? There's things don't always end up how we want them to end up. So just really know that, right? Because I really believe that God is the final sayer anyway. But at the end of the day, as you're being resilient, that's a personal choice to be resilient and to understand that you come to this process whole and worthy and that you can make it through. Mm. I hope I'm talking to somebody. Thank y'all. I see you in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it is the truth. It's the truth. Appointed at such a time as this to walk through the process, Costello. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the third thing I want you to know about resilience is that you need to survey and access your resources and ask for help when needed. Mm. This is something that we do not do so often, especially women. We don't want to ask for help because asking for help shows signs of weakness. And we don't want to show signs of weakness because we ain't weak. And it's the truth, we're not weak. But asking for help doesn't mean that we're weak. It, to me, means that we're strong. Asking for help means that you're strong. And I had to overcome this for myself because I would go, try to do, not ask anybody for help and get so frustrated and burnt out because I wasn't asking for what I needed. Or I didn't realize I had these resources. And resources, by the way, can be people. Can be people. I remember I was trying to do something. I was trying to figure out how to get to some place and do something, and also, get the kids together and do all these things. And my husband was like, you could utilize me. I am here, right? Hey, husband here. And I had to stop and laugh because I was like, huh, you are here. You are you are here to help. You are my partner. But I was underutilizing him and trying to do everything because what? I thought I needed to, or because I didn't even think that he was a resource. But now I use them all the time. No, let me just say, right? But we have resources. Survey to see what resources do you have. Is it money? You might have money as a resource that's available to you. There are some things that you need to pay other people to do so it frees up your time. Let me say that again, right? We're so busy trying to account for our deficits and our weaknesses that we try to do everything. We try to make our weaknesses better and do all these things. I say hire for your weaknesses. Hire for your weaknesses. So whatever it is that you don't either have time to do or that you don't know how to do, hire somebody who knows how. There ain't no reason why you have to know everything and do every single thing. I'm trying to tell you, I run 2 companies and I'm tired of being all the things. And so I have been on a mission to hire the people that I need to hire to help me do the things that A, I don't want to do, and B, I'm not good at. I believe in having very smart people around me who do what they do the best, right? It's really funny. My hair, I have sister locks, and then I also got my daughter Mackenzie sister locks as well. And we were in a store this past weekend, and somebody stopped and was like, "Oh my gosh, your daughter has sister locks." And I said, "Yes." They're like, "Oh, that's beautiful. Do you do them, or does someone else, the stylist, does them?" And I said, "A stylist." They said, "Are you going to learn how to do them?" No. And if my loctician is looking at this live right now, she would be laughing because she knows the answer to this. I'm not trying to do my own hair. I'm not trying to do my daughter's hair. It is not what I am gifted at, and I don't have the time. So why am I going to learn the skill of doing sister locks? Because it is a skill, y'all. But why am I going to learn how to do that skill when I don't have the time to do that skill? And it's not my gifting. We got to start walking in our gift. My gift is coaching, speaking, leading these organizations that I lead. That's my gift. Everything else, I'm going to hire for. And we have to understand that we have that ability to do that. So if you're in your career and you're moving up, or if you're an entrepreneur just even starting out, or even, a seasoned entrepreneur, learn how to hire for what you need. And if you can't hire for what you need, right, because of income, learn how to get better at the job that you're supposed to do so that you can bring more income in. Oh, I'm talking to somebody. Or hire somebody who can do business development, who can get you more business and income into your business. I'm talking to somebody. I know I am. And then the last thing I want you to do when you're talking about resilience is take the next best step, right? I used to, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I used to say this all the time. I used to be like, but I don't know how. But I don't know how. I frustrated my husband to no end. This was a long time ago. I don't say that now because I figure out how to do it right. I figure out how to do it. But I used to say to myself all the time and out loud, I can't do this because I don't know how. Baby, you better go open up a book, open up YouTube Adversity. Like, you better do something. Pick up the phone, call somebody who you know, who knows somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody. Get a coach, get a mentor. You better figure it out, right? But you only have to figure out what the next best step is. Now, I didn't say the next right step. See, this is where we get it wrong. Because we're figuring out the next right step, we don't take the next best step. What's the difference? The next right step may have you in analysis paralysis, right? Analysis paralysis is when you analyze and flip the thing upside down, you done turned it around, it done changed colors, you done erased, you got holes in the paper, all those things, because you are analyzing versus moving and taking action. That's analysis paralysis. It don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be perfect. So that's the next right step. That's what happens when people are trying to take the next right step. But I'm saying take the next best step. And you might not know that it's the right step, but you take it anyway. You take it anyway. That's resilience. That's the act of bouncing back quickly, taking the next best step, even if you don't know it's the right step. Because you have to move. In order to be resilient, you have got to move forward. And moving forward only takes the next best step. And it don't have to be big. I hope y'all hear me. The next best step can be something small. It doesn't have to be big. We just have to take that next step. But that's what resilience is all about. It's really expecting that things are going to be difficult, especially when you're trying to elevate your game and your level, right? Knowing that you have what it takes to overcome any challenge in your life, surveying your resources, whether it be money, time, people, resources, and taking the next best step. And if we all do that, then we're all super resilient, right? And this is the process that I do now every single day, like every single day, because there's always something new to learn. I feel like when you're in growth mode, when you're learning and there's always something to learn, then you literally have to take that next step. And you have to run through this process of being resilient on a daily basis. But let me just tell you, you got it in you. You absolutely have it in you to be resilient on a daily basis. So let me just talk to you. If you are going through anything, you can be resilient. I get messages in my inbox, and thank you for those of you who inbox me, let me know what's going on with you, because I do care and I do want to know. And I do take a lot of these things into prayer, into my quiet time as well. But whatever you're going through right now in your life, it's going to be okay, because you have what you need inside of you to make it through and be resilient. And I'm not saying it's going to be okay because the end is going to be what you desire. It's going to be okay because you decide that it's going to be okay, whatever the ending is. And I know you understand what I mean, because the outcome is not always what we want it to be. But we can be strong and understand that we have support and love and can get through anything, no matter what the outcome. Right. Hi, Valerie. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I'm so glad y'all are here with me every Friday. Thank you so much. Listen, I say it every single week. This is a place for you to learn how to do what you love and love what you do. And if this show resonated with you today on how to be more resilient and talk about resilience, I really want you to share this with somebody. I want to be a place for people to come. I want the Dr. Kiki Ramsey show to be a place where people can come and get filled up and get exactly what they need to be who they were meant to be in this world, because each and every one of you have a purpose in this life. And so if this show resonated with you, go ahead and forward it on to somebody else. Share it with somebody else. Drop me a comment, leave me a comment as well, because I go back and I try to read all the comments and answer all your questions as well. As always, I love you guys. And I'll be back here, same time, same bat channel next week. See you guys later.